Hey guys, so I want to do a quick little video today on 6 simple things you can do to improve someone's first experience of judo, which will increase your sign-up rate and get them to tell their friends how good you are. Now, why for this video? So recently I've just got my boys into swimming. So Sam and I, my wife, we've just been on holiday and we've done a really good job of getting our boys really confident in the water. So confident, in fact, that they would swim as far as they could hold their breath, which was generally in the middle of the pool, and then we'd have to dive in and rescue them. So getting back, we decided that we had to take them swimming lessons. So swimming's really busy. Quite a few people in our area that do swim lessons. So we're on a few waiting lists, and we finally got into a swim school at the leisure centre. Filled in all the direct debit forms, and they said off you go. So we went off. Got the boys changed. We went to the wrong changing rooms. We were still in the wrong place, and there was very little information given to us at the beginning. So we got the boys into the swim class. Now, both boys were a little bit nervous about the whole experience. Obviously, they were new experience. So I spoke to the guy who introduced my two sons. He took them off to the swimming lesson, and they got involved. And at no point did he really introduced himself, explain what was going on or anything like that. They were just chucked in the pool with everybody else, and away they go. And sort of 3 weeks into their classes, I think, it was their third class. We were sort of 5-10 minutes into the class, and the two swim instructors had a realisation that my boys were in the wrong class. So pretty much they just shouted, "Go to the other pool." Which didn't particularly go down well. Both boys were upset, and I was quite annoyed as well. And the reason why I was annoyed, both as a parent I was annoyed, but also as a coach, and thinking about swimming, gymnastics, they have a luxury of having lots of members. So what happens is lots of people sign up, the massive waiting list, and at no point were there really any, it wasn't like a walkthrough guide of this is what you do next week. And it made me quite frustrated, because I thought, well, in judo we work so hard to get people through the door, and we do so much to try and make sure that they have a good experience, because obviously we don't want them to leave. So I thought, well, there's 6 simple things that we do in our club, which I think a lot of judo clubs will do, but there'll be some that won't. And I think it will just help you guys with getting new people through the door. So the first thing that we do is we've got welcome videos, okay? And they're pre-recorded, but we have 3 videos. We have one that introduces the coaches and the team. We have a video that introduces the venue that they're going to, so how they get there, that sort of thing. And then another that has their judo words, Hajime, Mate, Rei. That's all they get. But they get that beforehand. It gets sent via an automated email or text that goes out to them. So before they even come, if the child's a little bit nervous, they've got a little video. It looks familiar. They've seen something they can get a little bit excited about. Now, when we were in lockdowns and stuff, and we were getting people to sign up to our online courses, I would actually do a personalised video for each person. But at this point, there's too many people. We have too many sign-ups for me to sit down on a whole day and welcome every single person. So those 3 videos, okay, are really simple, and they just get sent out automatically. And the idea is that before the child comes to the classes, they've got a little experience, they've seen a few faces, and they know what to expect. That bit, the first hurdle is overcome. So that's step 1. That's one thing that we do. The second thing is, for all the new trials on that evening, they're highlighted on the register. So for us, we've got an electronic system, so every new person is actually in a different shade. So I'll look at the register before each session, and I'll just make sure I know how many trials we've got and who's on there. So I can make sure that the session's suitable for what we're doing, and I can get prepared. And with that, once I know that somebody's new, it just makes it that much easier for me. And if we didn't have an electronic system, it would just be a printout, their name written down. So making sure that your coaches know if there's someone new there. So step 2 is have the names highlighted on your register, ready to go. Number 3 is meet them as quickly as I can, okay? What I'll do, if it's the first session of the night, I'll try to meet them by the door, and I'll say hello. And at this point, I will introduce myself, but I'll also ask the child what their name is. And if there's only one trial for that night, it's quite obvious, I'll just say, hello, are you Oscar? Or, you know, I'll make the assumption of who they are. And that gets it going. And generally, I'll speak to the child first, the parent second, just to sort of help them through the door. If it's really busy, if I'm sort of 2 or 3 classes in, I'll literally try and signal to them, I've acknowledged them, I'll be over in a second. Or if we've got somebody in the office, on the office desk, they'll introduce them and say, I'll be over straight away. But making sure I get that instant connection with them as quickly as I can to say hello, I think it is really, really important. Now, step 4 sort of leads on from that, and what I'll do for this is they'll get a judo buddy. Okay, so every single class, if we get a new person their first evening, I'll find someone who's fairly confident and fairly friendly. So not a new person themselves, but somebody who's been on the class a little bit more experienced. And on their first session, what I'll do is I'll say to them, do you mind just helping out? And that will just sort of help them with the skills, because some of the stuff that we do in judo is a little bit different. They wouldn't have done it necessarily before. So having a judo buddy there by their side to guide them. And usually it only takes one session. Once they've had their first session, the second session, they're a lot more comfortable. They'll find a partner themselves. If they're still really struggling, then I might find a judo buddy again. But generally, one session I think is pretty good, pretty standard for helping them onto the class. Number 5, step 5 that I use is I simplify as much as possible. Okay, so on our classes, I try and make sure that everything is as easy to understand as possible. And it doesn't matter whether they're a child or an adult with this, we sort of go over the main principle of what is the aim of judo? To score an ippon. How do you score an ippon? By throwing someone on their back or squashing them on their back for 20 seconds. It's really easy to gauge. I think one of the issues in judo is we think that beginners need to know a lot more information than actually that they do. They don't. They just need to understand the principle. When we start off with football or rugby, we know the basic idea of it. So making sure that at the beginning they understand that judo is pretty simple. The 3 Japanese words also makes it really easy: Hajime, Mate, Rei. And because I've sent them the video at the beginning of the day, they then know when they come to judo, actually they are already 1 step ahead, which helps with their confidence. So keep it really simple. And then the last thing I do, and I'm sure every judo coach does this, is use their name as quickly as you can, as many times as you can. Make sure that they feel a valued part of the team. They're there. They're not just mate, come over here, pal. You know, trying to get their name nailed as quickly as we can. If you do those 6 things, I think it really helps you with your sign-ups. Okay, getting people to go, right, I've tried judo. I love it. It was a great first experience compared to other sports where they go into team sports and they're just part of the crowd. They feel like they're valued. They feel like they've come to something where they can go off and tell their friends about. We have lots of people start judo that then go off and tell all their friends, oh, have you heard about the judo club down the road? And it just gives them a really positive first experience. And that's what I aim to do every single time. Obviously, you get sessions where they're not as good. You can't always get everything in place. But if you aim to get at least 4 or 5 of those processes in as early as you can, you're going to definitely have a lot more success with people joining your club. So what do you do? Is there anything that you do at your club that you think really works? Is there anything that I've not mentioned that you think, I can't believe you've not said that? Let me know, and please share it on. Share this on. If you need any other information, if you want me to talk about anything else in particular, just hit me up in the comments, okay? But speak to you all soon.